So many of you, like me, always have that common complaint of, I have nothing of importance to shoot. I have nothing to shoot. Well, today I'm going to walk you through one of my exercises that I do when I have nothing to shoot, and that is shooting something that I have shot a billion times. And I'll walk you through my thought process of it. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't, but there's gonna be pictures and I will explain as best as I can what the hell I do when I'm feeling stuck, because I have been feeling stuck for the last week and a half. That's why a video didn't come out last week. So let's see if I can get something together for this week and actually go out and make something meaningful in some way. Now, Justin, what cameras are you going to be using today? I am glad that you asked, Internet. I'm going to be using the Mamiya Flex C. This is the newest addition to my camera family of cameras that I actually use and can use. I love the 6x6 format. I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy one because everybody wants the Mamiya 7. And this is definitely no Mamiya 7, but it provides extremely sharp photos. Lenses are great. You can replace the lenses, buy some extra ones, but you're kind of limited by the outdated technology. It was built in 1956. I don't know what you're asking of this thing. Also, my ever trusty poor man's Leica, lovably known as the Ricoh 500G. This right here has one frame of Kodak Gold 200 left in it. I shot some photos at the local county fair, gonna develop those. I need to burn this one roll. This right here has, God, I don't even know. All right, I've shot this composition before, but I feel like it's a meaningful photo, and I haven't exactly been happy with what I got out of it before. Let's see if I can actually come up with something now. What? Damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to shoot that. All right, 2.8 1/60th. And we're gonna see if I can actually nail focus on this. I probably definitely just moved on that. That was my last frame of Kodak Gold. Should I go shoot it on the Ricoh? Probably. Oh, dang. So, Kodak Gold 200 seems to be a struggle out here today. But I came unprepared. I brought one other roll of 120 with me. Can you guess what that one roll is? That's right, it's everybody's favorite. It's Harman Phoenix 200. I'm glad that Harman brought this back, even though they're saying to meter it for 120 now. I say to shoot it at 200, just use even light. That's the problem. You guys aren't using even light. You were just out here slaughtering things with high contrast. It ain't working out, but you continue to do it and then complain that it doesn't work. Just stop doing that. Ergonomics of my fat American fingers in 2026 were not a thought on this camera from 1956. You know, this is a nice exercise to just get out of the house and actually work on my skills as a photographer instead of just wanting to go shoot things in the open prairies or whatever. One of the things that always pisses me off as a photographer is that I always feel like there's not enough interesting locations around me. And we see it online. I've talked about it at length on the show. I've talked about it at length on Substack. And it's the fact that I want to shoot cool landscapes. And one of the things I really struggle with is closing in on a subject and actually getting close to what I want to shoot. There are a lot of subjects where I could get up closer and I could have thousands of things to shoot every single day if I was one of those people who like to shoot up close details. But that's not a strong suit for me. I'm always somebody who wants to shoot the big open vistas. An abandoned building, open field, wet dream for a photographer. Well, for me at least. So coming in here and working on things that I'm not exactly comfortable working with, it's really kind of taught me to be a better storyteller with photography, because you can get those wide open vistas. You can get the greatest shot on earth, but if there's no story behind it, it's just a pretty picture. Out here, someplace like this, you could get every piece of this machinery, this ladder, that scythe, everything here has a story to it. It's all about putting a story together through the visual medium to show someone, to tell someone. It's a way to bring your art to another level as opposed to just having a great background photo for your desktop. And yes, some of those typical photos do great online, but at the end of the day, they're just pretty pictures. What meaning is behind them? What are they showing you? 1,000 people can go out and shoot Monument Valley and get the same photo and get the same reaction online. But once you get past that, what else? What else is there to it? Are you telling a story with Monument Valley, or are you just taking a pretty picture to put up online to get some kind of reception from an audience? I find it more interesting to tell a story with your photography as opposed to just doing the pretty picture thing. I mean, I've done both, obviously. I've been out to Monument Valley, I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been all over the place, and I've shot the pretty pictures. But lately with my work, I've been wanting to tell stories and to like hone my craft a little bit more. I want to be able to focus in on little details and put something together comprehensive as opposed to just a basic idea. Does that make sense? Think about it. When you watch a movie, is it always open grand vistas or are there tiny detail shots that put everything together and enhance the story? That's how you should be thinking about photography. Every little detail can only enhance your story. Don't overdo it, obviously, but take a risk. Don't always just shoot wide because you're going to come back with a bunch of photos that look the exact same. Hone in. Get something closer. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I'm going to point to it anyways. This horseshoe up here. Who knows when the last time that was down? Who knows if that came right off a horse and hung up here? I don't know. Do you know? There's questions to be asked. This one horseshoe could tell a bunch of stories. If you've been following me for any time at all, you've seen me shoot this place. You've seen me shoot the barn. You've seen me shoot the field. You've seen me shoot the old cars that are out here. But there are always more details you can get in on. You could get on the badge of the car. You could get in on the interior of the car. You could get, there's another old tractor. There's a camper. There's plenty of things that you can go out and actually shoot. It's just a matter of, do you think this is interesting enough? Is this gonna fit your overall narrative? And right back to that pretty picture thing. Yeah, it might not be the most pretty picture in the world, but you can put together a body of work in 1 yard. I have shot this car so many damn times that I can't even keep track of how many times it was. Like, an insane amount of times. 100%. But what makes it interesting? It's different every single time. Every time of the year, it's different. It doesn't look like this the last time I shot it. I'll post it right now. It looks totally different. Just like this other one over here. Hang on, I gotta come grab you. Just like this other car over here. I will show you exactly what it looks like right now, and then I will show you what it looked like a couple months ago. See that in there? That right there is an old Chrysler. It's the same one I've shot a million times, but it's at a different stage in its journey now. It's going through a different part of its story. This is me getting out of my funk and hopefully not getting attacked by a fucking raccoon. I know that it's always interesting to travel and find new places to photograph and take new adventures because that's what we see everybody do online. I've done it. I posted how many videos of me traveling now? Enough. But a majority of my time is spent just like this, hunting around places like this, trying to find something to shoot. So don't let anybody tell you different. We're all struggling to find stuff to shoot unless you live like in the desert. In that case, you have abandoned things out the ass and don't have to worry about it. I'll tell you that things I struggle to find to shoot are actually people, because street photography in small towns, not easy. When you're doing street photography in the big city, nobody cares. You're just another photographer in a sea of photographers. But if you're the only photographer on that block taking photos of people, they are going to notice, and a lot of them are not going to like it because they feel very zeroed in on there. That crowd is not there to protect them like it would be in a big city. So that's something I struggle with. I struggle with street photography a lot, unless I go to Detroit, and even then, I don't want to go alone because shooting alone isn't fun, especially in big cities, because it's nice to not have your face buried in a viewfinder and worry about what's coming up behind you. Oh, please don't be a snake. Too cold for snakes. Don't be a damn snake. Or ticks. Well, here's actually a shot right here. I don't know if you can see me. You might be able to, maybe not. But I'm going to shoot it all the same. Because this right here can tell you. No, maybe I'm not shooting that. I can't hold that at 1/10. Absolutely not. Put too many limitations on myself for this fucking video. Holy shit, there was just some deer that took off. Sorry, brother-in-laws, for scaring away your fucking deer. I want to get a shot of the moss on the steps here. It shows how long it's been since somebody's actually climbed up in it. 1/60th, f2.8, yeah, I definitely nailed that. No way I missed focus on it. Fucking stick fell, scared the shit out of me. No, I almost just had a heart attack. A stick fell off that damn combine while I was over there taking a photo. Swear to God, thought it was a rodent gonna get me. So while it may not be the prettiest idea of a photo project, you could just be telling yourself, I'm just documenting the slow change year after year in one location. Like I said, I have photographed here a million times. Have I ever seen these chains here? I have not. And those chains are covered in moss and rust and God knows what else. I've never seen this X-shaped thing here before. Probably can't see it because of the weeds, but I've never seen it. You always find something new. It's easy to travel and find something cool and convince yourself that this is what you want to do for life. This is the kind of photographer you want to be. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Nothing whatsoever, really. So, a lot of you know, I live out in the country, clearly. And one thing that people in the country like to do is go hunting. And whether you like hunting or not, that's not the point. The point is that there is a bit of storytelling here. And the bit of storytelling is this desk right here. This right here is an old school-style desk. But it has been mounted on tires and it has a wheelbarrow front, so you can pick it up and wheel it around and move to where you want to actually be shooting. And this right here was used a lot up until my father-in-law passed away. My father-in-law used it, my brother-in-law's used it, I've used this, believe it or not, and it was in much better shape than it is now. But after my father-in-law passed, it got used less and less. And now it's become a part of the landscape. And this alone can tell you a lot about who lived here and what they've gone through and where they've gone if they've gone somewhere. And I'm going to shoot it on Phoenix. Watch me develop this shit and nothing turn out because I used Phoenix and then I hate it again. Not only was this property used for hunting, it was, again, used for farming. You have a bunch of old farming equipment out here. You've got 3 International harvesters. You've got a pickup truck over there. You've got all kinds of things. And they're just, like I said before, becoming a part of the landscape. Again, something I've shot a billion times. Has it changed? Yeah, man. I've shot this in winter. I don't even know if I've ever shot it with all these growing here. I'm gonna have to pull them out and compare. But when you start putting them all together, you start seeing a cohesive body of work. Now, is everybody going to think this is interesting? Probably not, because a lot of people aren't interested in farming. Guess what? I'm not a farmer. I don't care. But there's a narrative that can be built here, and it is good practice. You can see where it was at in different stages of its metaphorical life. There's also a bunch of turkeys that just walked up over there while I'm filming a YouTube video and don't seem to give a flying fuck about me being here. I don't know if I got them. It's just a shot in the damn dark. Don't like that. Definitely an animal in there. Cool. Have I ever shot these gears before? I have not. Am I going to attempt it right now? Yeah, sure. The thing with storytelling is that sometimes that story doesn't come together right away. I've shot this farm for 4 or 5 years at this point, maybe longer. And you'd think I'd be out of compositions. And yeah, sometimes it's a struggle to put something together. I'm definitely struggling today. But when you look at everything put together as a whole, you can see the evolution and the changes taking place here. You're only concentrated on the day you are shooting, right? And sometimes you need to look at the project as a whole. Look back through your photos of things you've shot a million times. What has changed? What hasn't? What makes it? What are you doing that's interesting with it? What's not interesting about it? Just focus in on what's not interesting. Try to make it interesting. You have to challenge yourself. Nobody likes to be challenged. People struggle with being challenged, especially with something that's like a hobby like photography. And sometimes it's discouraging when things get hard, especially putting together an overall project or shooting someplace that's not exactly aesthetically pleasing. And I know a lot of you on the last video where I shot here said you would love to be able to shoot here. And that's the difference, because you guys aren't here every day. You aren't seeing the same thing every day, and I am. And a lot of people forget that. There are people who live out west in places that we would love to go shoot, and they just think it's a big dirt bowl. I'm gonna call my buddy Ulysses out right now, because he always complains about, I don't know what to go shoot. And when I went down to where he lives, when I went out to Joshua Tree, holy shit, I could spend 6 months just shooting his town, and then not to mention the mountains around it. It's incredible. But you get comfortable with where you live, and sometimes it's really hard. I know I sound like a fucking motivational speaker here, and I'm not. I'm just trying to walk you through my process and what I think about. And yeah, I've shot this combine here a million times. I've shot this combine here a billion times. I don't know. Does it make it any less interesting when you look at it compared to the rest of the work? Or does it make it more interesting when compared to the rest of the work? I'm overexposed on video. You know that whole zooming in thing we talked about? I'm gonna go do it right now. See that text that says International Harvester right there? I've never shot a detail shot of that. Fuck! I hate tall grass, bro. Oh. That's gonna be a half burned frame. Hopefully it's the good half that's burned. I fucking hate the noise from tall grass. So like I said, There's a million things I could shoot here. Are they things that I necessarily want to shoot? No. Is it boring? Sure. Am I only a quarter mile from home? Yeah. But, what do I got here? Lucky, some Lucky SHD 400. Bulk roll Lucky that someone gave me and I know nothing about. 36 exposure. I ain't gonna get 36 more exposures out of this video. Might have to save the Lucky for another day. Maybe I'll make a comparison video of shooting at 400 versus 200. What do you guys think of that? We have to ask ourselves what makes a cool photo? What makes something interesting? Is it the fact that it's a cool looking place, or is it the fact that there's a story being told behind that photo? And it's an argument people have had forever. I struggle with it all the time. Read my Substack. Is it something that we need to worry about as much as we do? If you're trying to evolve as a photographer, is it something we truly need to worry about? Yeah, I think it is. I think if you want to become a serious photographer, interested in what you want to do, you have to find some way to make you have to make the area you live in interesting. Have I done that? Fucking probably not. But I'm working on it. I see an interesting composition right here. I've shot it once before. I'll try to see if I can find whatever the hell it was I shot before. I think it was on the Yashica A. So we'll see. I organize my film scans by camera and film type. And then just numbers. So we'll see if I can find it, but I'm gonna try to shoot this. I don't know if I'm saying anything worth value in this video. I think I'm mostly just riffing off the top of my head because I've been struggling for the last 2 weeks to actually put together a video for you guys. I actually have a podcast I could edit with my buddy Dave, but I haven't been motivated on that. I haven't been motivated on much of anything, if we're being honest. There's a fucking mosquito on my neck. You would think the mosquitoes would be gone. Nope, fuckers are still here. So what have we learned today? Probably not much. But this is a good exercise for me to get out of a funk. I've discovered that if I get out here and start shooting, I come up with some other ideas. And when I'm editing, I hear myself talking back and I can put some things together. That's how I came up with the Poor Man's Leica video. That's how I came up with the I Hate This Place video. People like that one. That one did pretty mad decent. Apparently a lot of you people hate where you live because you think it's not interesting. And I guess this kind of touches on the same thing in the way that, yeah, you may not like where you live. Other people haven't seen it. So show it to them. Tell them through stories. Tell them a story about where you live through photography. Challenge yourself to do that. Do one photo project. Doesn't even have to be a big one. Go out, shoot a roll of film. You don't even have to shoot film, shoot digital. Go out, give yourself 36 shots to try to tell a story about where you live through visual images. I think you'll start to appreciate the challenge once you've undertaken it. I bitch and moan about this place all the time. Like the local people who watch this have to hate me because I 100% have said horrible fucking things about where I live. But I've also shot incredible work here, whether it be downtown or on the farm or out at the orchard. I have shot some portfolio level shots out here. And sometimes it's the same compositions that I've shared before. But there's just something different that day. Or it reaches the right audience, or you use the right film stock. Who knows? Keep shooting where you live, document it, show people. Tell them a story about where you live through visual images. A lot of you know my buddy Joshua Hopkins, Chug Waterite on Instagram. And he lives in a town of like 180 people, something like that, very small. And from what I've heard of Wyoming, there is not a whole lot of things to do out there other than go see like the Tetons. And he's creating some of the most interesting work just by going to ranches or going to local events, going to rodeos. And he's creating a space for him to be able to be a visual storyteller about where he lives and creating something of value. And unfortunately, I became good enough friends with him that I've kind of started comparing my work to his. And yeah, he'd probably bitch and moan and complain that I'm doing that. But at the same time, I think it's a good thing because now I'm thinking about things in the terms of overall, what is the story I'm trying to tell? What am I trying to say with my photography? And maybe that's what's giving me an existential crisis lately. So thanks, Josh, I appreciate that. But also at the same time, thank you for making me think about what the next evolution of what my photography might look like. Because if you're not learning and constantly changing, you're gonna get stale, man. And getting stale sucks. I look back through some of my recent compositions and I see the same thing over and over, the same exact leading line. I'm like, damn, I better change that up. But at the same time, I see another one right now and I'm gonna go shoot it. Got it. I don't know. This is a different style kind of video for me. Usually I'm gonna have a talking head or I'm gonna have a script that I can read off. And today I'm not doing that because, I don't know, not motivated to do it. It's really hard. You guys like the talking head and yeah, I like doing it too, but at the same time, sometimes it's nice to just come out here and rant at the camera for a while. It's like my own form of therapy, except probably more money now that I'm doing the math. I thought it was gonna be cheaper. It's more money for sure. What I'm curious about is what are some of you guys doing when you get stuck in these ruts, you know? For me, it's the farm. For me, it's the farm. For Ulysses, it's going to shoot that alleyway full of umbrellas that he hates. Even though I've seen a number of photos there from him. Maybe we're being too hard on ourselves, or maybe we're trying to invent this mythos or some kind of legend around the photography we're taking. Maybe we're just taking photos. Maybe we're not even really documenting anything. Do you have any idea how many street photographers just post random people on the street with nothing of value, no composition, and people suckle at the teat of that? No offense. Maybe it's easier to tell a story when you have humans involved in it. But if it's just humans milling about, what's the story there? Other than society is still going. What if somebody was out here working in the field? That would enhance the storytelling behind it a lot, I think. Hey, we finished a roll of Phoenix, we finished a roll of gold, we finished off a roll of Arista 400, shot at 200, by the way, the only way to shoot that shit. It's incredible. I like it better than HP5 that way. Somebody's gonna hate on that. I don't care, I'm right. Arista EDU 400, which is FOMA 400, is better at 200 than HP5 is at any speed. And I will die on that hill. Look at my black and white work that I posted this whole year. That's all, almost all of it is either Fomapan 400 or Kentmere 400. And by far, it is Foma 400. And guess what? I just bought another bulk roll of it. I'm using that over Kentmere at this point. So, Arista, holler at your boy if you want to sponsor some shit, because I just gave you the only plug I've ever heard anyone give you. I'm just kidding. I know I'm supposed to know what I'm talking about when I'm out here, but the fact of the matter is I don't. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just ranting about the thoughts going on in my head, which is really similar to what I'm doing on my Substack. Except my Substack's more well thought out because I have time to write it down, look back at it and be like, I sound like a dumb. Out here I can just sound like a dumb you. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on more things like this, go check out my Substack. It's much more well put together because I'm actually a decent writer when I'm not winging it. So go check that out. And thanks for coming along today with me, guys. I really needed this, and I'll see you guys soon.